What up, people? So, Coach Denise here, and I want you guys to join me on this journey of my own personal development journey, connecting or bridging the gap between sex and intimacy. So, if you guys are watching this on TikTok or y'all follow me on TikTok, I have a video where I shared some journaling questions to help you if this is a similar struggle that you have, where sex and intimacy are two separate things for you. Okay, so this next thing that I want to share with you guys is something that as I'm discovering more and more about how to bridge the gap for me, I realize that my attachment style is coming in great handy for me. So if you don't know what your attachment style is, it's one of the tabs in my bio, and it's an assessment that you can take for free. So for years, multiple times I've tested, and it wasn't until more recently that I tested as securely attached. That is the goal. That's where we all want to get to, secure attachment. It doesn't mean you're perfect, but it means that you're able to regulate yourself a lot better in partnership with others, okay? But for the longest, I was dismissive avoidant. And even though I test as secure now, it doesn't mean that I am not fully aware of the parts of me that can easily detach. All it means is that I can actively choose to do different. And it's a lot easier for me to choose now because I'm more self-aware. That's really all it means. So as it relates to sex and intimacy and my quest for bridging the gap between the two, what I realize is that for so long, for the whole entire time that I have been engaging in sexual activity, I have been of this mindset that feelings, just the general emotions, are messy. That was my mindset from the time that I first started having sex until about 4 years ago, 5 years tops. 5 years tops. I really don't think it's been 5 yet. But anyway, I thought feelings were messy and I would avoid them. I used my logic to understand things. But the physical act of sex was the one time, the one place, the one area where I would allow myself to just let everything that I was feeling go. I would let it out. And so I would be able to engage in sexual activity with this just free flowing openness. Not only was I able to engage in it that way, but I needed to. I used sex as an outlet. And so I needed to get all of the emotions that I was not feeling and processing. I needed a channel to let them out through. And so I did that through sex. So sex became this escape route for my emotions. Now, here's the deal though. Because the only escape route I had was through sex, I forgot to then, not even forgot, maybe that's not the right word. I never connected that to intimacy, because for me to be intimate with someone meant that I had to first be intimate with myself. It meant that I had to bring myself to a space where I allowed myself to feel and sit with my feelings and experience them in a way that helped me to understand what my needs were, what my desires were. The only thing I allowed myself to do was to intellectualize things, but I didn't allow myself to experience feelings of passion and joy outside of sex. So I thought all that stuff was just me wanting to sleep with him. And that was it. I didn't realize that there were pockets of intimacy happening for me. And if ever I felt close to someone, I would mentally detach that from the act of sex. And I would start thinking, okay, well, maybe I like this person. And if I liked them, then I had a whole set of rules that I would put in place to slow myself down in order to try to prevent me from getting hurt. Now, I can go over the rules and all the things that I had in place, but that would be a whole long video. But I'm sharing this with you because if we start thinking about what our own struggles are between connecting sex and intimacy, if this is your struggle, ask yourself, what gets in the way of you seeing the two as one? And ask yourself, how do you feel when you are in the act of sex? Like when you are in the moment, how are you feeling in that? What are you thinking in that? And then when you are just with the partner separately, what is it like for you? For me, it was easy for me to tell somebody, okay, well, thanks, bye. Like if they weren't my man, it was really easy for me to say, okay, bye. Because whatever we exchanged in that moment was for the moment. And I did not allow myself to feel anything else. It was like this this Berlin Wall was placed between my feelings for a person and the act of sex. And now what I'm discovering is I'm at this place now where I don't want to engage in sex until I understand how I'm connecting with this person intimately. How freely can I speak about this subject that I'm sharing with you guys here? How freely can I talk about my visions for the future, my values, my faith in God, all of the things that are important to me? And how well do they respond? How open and excited do I get to share these moments? That's the mental intimacy part, right? Or the intellectual things that help increase intimacy for me. And then there's the physical. How comfortable am I with this person touching me, holding my hand, sitting next to me, cuddling up? Because in the times where I was still assessing myself and coming out as dismissive avoidant, I did not do hugs. I didn't do hand holding. I didn't do cuddling unless you were my man. And even then, it wasn't the most comfortable. But I had rationalized that you do it when you're in a relationship. So it became a practice, not a desire per se. And so now in the space where I am, right, trying to bridge the gap between sex and intimacy, I know that I am taking my time to strengthen the relationship by way of intimacy first. I want to have this mental connection that fosters a strong sense of intimate connection between my partner. And I want to have those light or more subtle physical intimate moments. See, look, I don't even know how to describe them. So if you guys can tell, I'm legit working through this in real time with you guys, right? Your coach, Coach Denise, is working through her own challenge. And I'm sharing it with you. I'm bringing you along my journey because at the end of the day, my desire is for us to be whole and authentic in our living. And I feel like I would be a hypocrite if I didn't keep it real with you guys. Now, of course, keeping it real doesn't mean that I have to share my whole life experience, but I'm also comfortable with sharing because I know that my story may be supporting someone else. And for those that wish to judge or wish to criticize, it's not going to take anything from me that you choose to do that. It's not going to place harm on me that you wish to do that. That's something for you to look inward and to ask yourself, why did you make that choice? So it's not going to stop me from sharing and helping others. Oh my gosh, the assessment that I talked about. Okay, I already said the name in the beginning of the video. That is in my link tree in the bottom. You're going to scroll down and you are going to look for the attachment style assessment. See, I was talking my way through because I knew I would eventually remember again. Look for the attachment style assessment. I'll write it at the bottom of the screen too so that y'all don't have to suffer through me stumbling over my words trying to remember it. Take it. See where you're at. And then what I recommend highly is that you Google some of the characteristics associated with secure attachment, and then see, as it relates to sex and intimacy, what you want to do to help move you closer to secure attachment. Now, if you want some one-on-one personalized coaching support with that, I got you. I got a whole coaching program where we use personality assessments to help you deepen your sense of self, to help you deepen your understanding with how you are and who you are, and then help you move towards goals using exactly what you already have to get there. Sometimes we just need a broader awareness of ourselves in order to understand what our blocks are. I got a coaching program for you for that. So check out the link tree in my bio for the coaching program. Check out the link tree in my bio for the attachment style assessment. And DM me or email me. The email is going to also be below for any questions, thoughts, or comments. In the meantime, all the best to every single one of y'all, and never stop growing. Bye, y'all.